Hi there, my fellow YouTubers and my fellow Twitter followers. This is another installment of my Lucid Dream vlogs. In this dream, I am wandering around the halls of my old college, okay? And I'm looking around, and I'm walking, and I don't see anybody. And then all of a sudden, I see this very, very, very attractive woman, whom I don't seem to recognize, but she seems to be interested in me for some reason. So she comes up to me. I don't know her name or anything like that. She's just like, follow me, follow me. And I'm kind of thinking, okay. So I follow her, and we get to this certain spot, and she's looking at me like she wanted to ask me something. So I'm like, okay. And then she says to me, I heard about you. Which kind of struck me as odd. Thinking, okay. She's like, can you do what you do to me? So I'm thinking, oh, now I know what she's talking about. She comes closer to me, and I end up placing my hand on her shoulder. I close my eyes, she closes her eyes, and then all of a sudden I could start feeling heat from my hands. What happened was that it was like I could feel my energy, I could feel the heat and my energy coming from my hands, and it was starting to swirl around her and then swirl around me. So it was a feeling unlike I've ever felt on this physical world. The feeling that I was feeling right now, or at that moment, it was bliss, okay? Now, that's the best way I could describe it. It was for 1 minute, and I could feel the energy. It was like, I don't know if you ever seen that movie Cocoon. If you ever watched that movie Cocoon, starring Steve Guttenberg, it's directed by Ron Howard, then you'll know what I'm talking about. There's one scene where the alien and the human, Steve Guttenberg's character, are having, I guess you can say, sex. And it was just, but they're not having sex, it's just like an energy transfer, and it's a simultaneous feeling of bliss. So this was going on, and I could feel, and I am telling you, I could feel everything. I could feel what she was feeling, she could feel what I was feeling, and she was just like, wow. And I was just like, because I had done it before in one of my lucid dreams in my previous lucid dreams, and it was exhilarating, okay, because I was aware of what was going on. The best way I can describe it, it was a merging of both energies on a spiritual level. That's the best way I can describe it. I could feel the energy starting to dissipate, and it was over. And I looked around, and I'm like, wow. And she's like, thank you. So I thought this was, my phone's going off. I thought this was amazing. I don't know if any of my fellow lucid dreamers out there have experienced this. This was amazing. Phone's going off again. This was amazing times 100. All you lucid dreamers out there, if you know what, I totally recommend this. If you are, I guess, an experienced lucid dreamer, then you could possibly do this. But this was amazing. It was like I was commanding energy from my hand in the dream. And yeah, so I was like, wow. Anyways, a few questions started to go in my mind. Who was the girl in my dream? did I project her into my dream, if you will? Or, here's the thing, what if I actually encountered someone who was sleeping also, you know, somewhere in the world, and they were in that dream world, I guess, if you will. So many questions go into my mind, and I find it intriguing. Maybe she was in the World Wide Web of dreams. I don't know if you're familiar with that term. You know how there's the World Wide Web, the internet, where we can all connect with one another, you know, through email, Facebook, and all that. Maybe there's a World Wide Web of dreams where we can interact with one another. Mind you, we won't remember, or maybe some people do. Just a thought. Anyways, that's another lucid dream experience. This one was a doozy, okay? So I just want to say that. It was like, wow. The intensity, like when I woke up from my dream, I just felt, I had that, like what I felt in the dream, I was like, it was just bliss. I was like, wow. I was feeling that at that moment. I'm like, holy Toledo. I go, man, I should do this more often. Okay, and just letting you know, this was not no crazy sex dream. This was more on a different level, if you will, like a spiritual connection dream. I don't know if you can understand that one. Anyways, have a good one.